Hey, hello. Thanks for taking 5 with Wolf Gorlick, Humans Riffing on IT and IT security. Today, thinking about the types of controls that we all have, that we all run, that maybe we just don't need anymore. For example, I'm at an airport. I'm flying out in a little bit, and of course, take off your shoes, which you do in the U.S. when you're at the airport. Take off your shoes. Now, the guy who caused all this was way back in 2001, and that means about 19 years we've been taking off our shoes. Is there really a risk to that anymore? Is that really a necessary control? Has anything happened in the last 10 years? Not that I'm aware of. Now, I don't say this necessarily about the airport, but think about it in terms of your own cybersecurity area, right? Think about your own cybersecurity program. What controls are we still running that made sense based on threats a long time ago that no longer makes sense now? As I was thinking about this, and we were going back and forth on Twitter, one that came to mind was when we moved to the cloud, and people were like, oh, well, the cloud is risky. So therefore, what we'll do is we'll put all these types of controls in our own environment. So we'll backhaul all the traffic to our data centers and run it through things, and that way we'll know it's secure. Creating, of course, single points of failure, latency problems, cost, everything else. And most organizations have moved away from that. So the question I pose is, has anyone even seen anything in the past 10 years, past couple years, where a crime has been stopped by backhauling all your traffic to the data center? And practically no one said yes. There's one person who did say that they have seen it, and in their particular case it makes sense because they're doing a lot of credit card transactions, significant amount of credit card transactions. And of course, yeah, I mean, when you've got the money, people are going to be attacking you. And even there, they're like, yeah, but with the caveat of the fact that we are in process of tearing all this out and moving to a new, more better control, right? Moving to a new, more modern way of doing it. Moving that to the edge. So why are we still taking off our shoes? There's different ways to do it. Sniffing dogs, everything else, right? But the control lingers long after the risk. So the risk occurs, then the control is implemented, the risk goes away, but the control lives on. These controls, of course, take resources. Nothing is free. And so I would challenge you to do this. Think about all the different controls in your environment, and think about which ones haven't had any stopping power in recent times. Is that a decade? Is that a year? You determine what recent times are, but think about which ones haven't been effective at all and plan for retiring of controls. Very rarely do we do that in security. What controls can you unplug today? Love to hear about it. Hit me up in comments or social media. Cheers.